Hi sir, my name is Azriel A. Maluinda, taking Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness Management. So for this video, I would like to explain uh, handling animals before slaughter or grazing. So um, the, the animals before slaughter, there are some procedure, there are some process that the animals that to avoid stress. So the goal of humane animal handling is to move animals while causing as a little stress as possible to both the animals and the person. So considerate handling decrease the animal stress, discomfort, damage of and suffering. So because some stress of the animals are normal, but it becomes a problem and cause suffering when it serves or prolong the factors which can cause stress are called stressor. So stressor is an event or situation uh, that causes stress. Just about anything can be a stressor as long as it perceived as a danger. So although many animals might be able to tolerate a single stressor for a short period of time. So multiple stressor over as a long period of time or serve a single stressor can produce adverse effects and compromise animal welfare. So the ability of animal to cope the stressor depends on the animal post experience, type of stress factor, intensity and duration of the stress, and genetic background of the breed. So, in terms of stress, there are the effects of stress and injuries on meat and by the product quality. So, the meat quality is the energy required for muscle activity in the live animal is obtained from sugars in the muscle. In the healthy and the animal has been slaughtered. The glycogen in the muscle is the covered in for the lactic acid, and the muscle of carcass becomes firm rigor mortis. This lactic acid is necessary to produce meat, which is tasteful and tender of food, keeping quality and good color. If the animal is stressed before and during slaughter, the glycogen is used up and the lactic acid level that develops in the meat after slaughter it reduces. This will be a serious adverse effects on meat quality. So So there are rules and regulations of human handling and the slaughter of animals for food. So all establishment in handling food animals for slaughter shall have the required facilities for human handling. So um, the first is holding pens and are necessary facilities in the establishment of a slaughterhouse. The animal pens shall be near the slaughter hall but should not be located within. So the second is separation of different classes of type of slaughter animals as appropriate is required to avoid injury to one another. Range animals, especially a horn, may required further surgery. So that's very important to separate uh, some uh, some some different classes of animals like pig, turkeys, cows, and other animals. So there are the third is provision for adequate ventilation of necessary in case of limited space where free flow or air is not possible. Industrial fans and blowers shall be utilized. So that's kind of very important to apply in the animal. So and also to ensure smooth traffic flows and lessen stress and excitement during the moving of animals. A one-way system is flowed where animals enter at the one and the leave of the opposite end. So some facilities also, such as ramp, artificial light within skills and showers must be installed so that the animals do not get excited with their use. So they are also the clothes and other animals passageways shall be a single file. Chute shall be sold to avoid visual distraction from the outside. And also in the facilities is all slaughterhouse shall be equipped with hog retrainers and large animal knocking for appropriate restrict of animal during stunning. So the purpose of those facilities is to handle should be designed to minimize stress and avoid causing injury during handling. So to avoid stress the animals, uh, and also it designs which encourage natural behavior will reduce the amount of effort required from the operator. And in designing also facilities that the requirements to the animals and operators need to be considered. So handling facilities should be robust, durable, hygienic, and easy to use. So the very important is hygienic. So because the proper hygiene is very important to before you to handle the animals, so that to avoid disinfecting in the to the animals, to avoid diseases, no. So they must be suitable for use and dirty, dusty, humid and wet environments, and be able to be cleaned by power washing equipment and disinfectant. So that is the kind of process, so that so that the animals will be to assure that it's to be clean, no. So facilities also handling system will more readily used by staff is they required minimal simple maintenance and there is easy access to all parts. So to protect the animals for sleeping and falling, handling system should be have floors made up non-slip surface. So all other surface however should be smooth to help avoid injuries. The sides of walkways should have should have sharp edge and the belt, so there is a uniform appearance with the gaps or visible joints that might lead or bulking. So to minimize the stress to animals during handling procedure is the animal should natural behavior is utilized. And second is the animals can walk at their own speed. Third is the surrounding environmental is keep calm, and there are minimal and distraction. So the importance of to minimize the stress of animals is to reduce the stress on livestock during hunting, will help reduce weakness, sickness, and able cattle to go back and feed more quickly. And many determined effects of handling stressor on animal performance and health are likely due to fear. So practical experience on ranches and feedlots shows that making cattle um, accustomed to people both on foot and horseback will produce calm and easier to handle. An animal first experience with a new corral, a person or piece or of equipment should be made as positive as possible. A spinfall of very oversized procedure is done the first time. It may be difficult to pursue the animals to re-enter the faculty. So the importance of the animals to display natural behaviors is animals do not only have so-called physiological needs such as the needs for food, water, and thermal comfort. So they also need to exercise certain natural behaviors such as rotting and nest building in pigs. So and scratching, dust batting, and poultry. So the importance also the movement, the speed or the movement of the animals during hunting is um, is to facilitations of reproduction and the maintenance of population continue are important functions of movement because of the population level. So animals move through rivers and streams for a variety of reasons. So, so in handling of slaughtering animals, there are some establishment operator is responsible in ensuring the proper handling and of slaughter animals and the reportings of such as within premises of the establishment. So the first thing that the slaughter to do is it must be loaded or unloaded and move easily with minimal risk of injury to both animals and handler. The moving of animal must be under the supervision of a competent animal handler. And also, meat establishment personnel handling livestock shall be regularly monitored by a food animal welfare officer to ensure that the handling of livestock is done humanly. So and also the animals of different species will as animal of same species like cause injury to the other shall be specifically separated. And also the unloading and moving of slaughter animals shall be achieved with minimum stress of excitement of to the animals. So and also the natural following behavior of the animal shall be utilized to advantage as much as possible. So animals also the not raised together, not male during shipping and learns to avoid conflict, to minimize stumbling, load and unloading utilizing shallow, steep and ramps. So truck should not be overload or underload. Overloading leads because to it leads to tension, and browses as result of crashing. So underloading causes animals to be tossed around and full more than is required. So drivers should not accelerate or declarate um, abruptly when entering of exciting a turn, exciting turn. So small pins, and there are also small pins um, should be provided in the layrage. Corridors must curve rather than being abruptly in order for stocks to see a path ahead. So stock must not be killed in the presence of other livestock. There must be enough of clean water accessible that layrage must be adequately illuminated and ventilated. So, in loading and unloading livestock of vehicle can be must be stressful part of animal transportation. It is important that loading and unloading is performed in a quiet and competent manner. So loading and unloading of facilities typically need to be compatible with a range of vehicle, and this will mean that some premises may need to have more than one loading or unloading ramp. So vessel gentle inclined of appropriate for loading base. So unloading base should always aim for the ramp created by the tailage at tailgate, and the unloading bay be as a level as possible. So to handle the animals in moving is the human animals handling depends greatly on the skills of the stockman. So good animal handlers take into consideration that the natural behavior of the animals, react the animals in a calm manner, and move them by persuading them forward. Animals can be unpredictable and difficult to move in an unfamiliar environment. Good handlers understand this and adjust their approach accordingly. So always move animal is manageable group size. Moving animals in smaller groups makes them easier to control and keep moving. So in moving large number of animals together, and any bulking becomes a major problem, as it's difficult to reach the animal as the front of the group in order to uh, encourage movement and restart. So in moving animals also is it is a good system allows near continuous moving of animals and minimize long periods stood in raceway. So gates and dividing a raceway between animals can prevent them uh, uh, mm, keep pacing ups and down and raceway, and of changing of the front the rear gates and brushing themselves. So gates also reduce aggregation between unfamiliar groups of the animal. So when animals enter the marketplace, so they usually have to walk over with breeds, either in a groups of or individually. It is easier to walk animals over with breeds in groups than eventually animals should enter the exit from opposite and with breeds. This will make it easier to move animals through the system and reduce slips and falls. And that's all. Thank you, sir.